pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for tuning in to Diamond Talk. I'm your host for today, Mr. Murrow, and there's a departure from our regular announcements. Basically, we're having a special event during 6th and 7th period, so I will be giving you more information on what's happening, and most importantly, for the guys, where you should be today. Anyway, so before I do that, here are the two trailers of the videos that the boys are going to watch and also the girls, so enjoy.
There's a universal truth shared by all females. A truth which has been swept under the rug for generations.
We're shooting a documentary about
females and how vicious we can be to each other.
There's a fountain right over there.
What?
There's a fountain if you guys want to play.
That's a great thing. It's about time.
Between girls, it is like a, ancient Roman war or something. On a good day, they're all really cute and drawing hearts all over each other's papers and stuff. On a bad day, it's a bloodbath.
But what's really going on in Girl World? I'm Lauren, and that's Molly. On September 1st, 2009, we packed a minivan with our cameras and our mothers and embarked on an over 10,000-mile-long journey across the country with the hope of establishing a national school program for girls. America!
But don't you ever want to come out and play in the snow?
Raise your hands if you've ever been negatively affected by something that another girl has said or done to you.
Yes. And it's really hard to imagine girls in elementary school having such hatred inside of them.
I was really scared to walk from one class to the other without being pushed into a locker, coming home with a black eye, because I didn't know what they were gonna do.
How many of you guys have daughters?
3.
And have you all seen this sort of like vicious behavior between
Oh yeah, mine will go to Fist City over a pretzel.
Like guys are all friends and stuff, and like girls are just like, I don't like you and stuff. Yeah.
But I resent the school system, I guess. Maybe it's not just local. It's a bigger picture than that because they don't have anything in place that I can find.
I still, even today, I never really told anyone how much it hurt.
I think I've been one of the best friends that I could be to anybody, and I just love to have a friend like that for me.
Even if they're not nice to you, it's that feeling of you don't know their story, so don't assume that you know their story.
She said, "Wish I was dead, Mom." And she was 9.
If there's one thing we can all be, we may not all be beautiful, we may not all be smart, we may not all be talented, but we can all be kind.
The two of us.
The last couple of days, we had heard that Tyler had his head shoved into a wall locker. They said he's a geek.
My concern is that you were making someone feel so uncomfortable that they didn't want to be in school.
I feel kind of nervous going to school because I like learning, but I have trouble with making friends.
They said he's a geek. Some kids had told him that he's worthless, to go hang himself. And I think he got to the point to where enough was enough.
Tonight, a tragic situation.
A Perkins boy, just 11 years old, believed to have been desperate enough to take his own life.
This is an awfully complicated and difficult issue.
Kids will be kids, boys will be boys. They're just cruel at this age.
Here, what we get is nothing's wrong. We didn't do anything. Everything's fine.
They punch me, strangle me, take things from me, sit on me.
Give it to him hard!
He's not safe on that bus.
I've been on that bus. They are just as good as gold.
My voice is not going to fall silent. I will go to my grave until a difference is made.
We reached out to parents that have lost kids, parents of kids that are being bullied all over the world, and it took off like wildfire.
All it takes is for one person to stand up.
Be the difference. Go out and find that one child, that new kid standing over there by himself. Be willing to stand up for him.
Everything starts with one and builds up. Eventually, we have an army.
If we all do it together, we will change the world.
Okay, so Mr. Hudson will be hosting the following students in room 201, and Mr. Hudson will have students from Miss Shepard's class. Mr. Salisbury with Mrs. Rafferty's boys in room 307, and there is the list of students that need to be with Mr. Salisbury in room 307. Okay, it looks like Coach Reese is going to be with her boys in room 704. Coach Larson is going to be with his boys in room 708. Mr. Monahan with some of Miss Neff's boys in room 510. And there is the list, and there is the list. Here is Mr. Nord hosting also in room 503 with some of Miss Neff's boys. And there is that list. Okay, Miss Merrill's boys and Miss Turner's in room 506, and there's that list. Okay, Melessio's boys are going to go into Mr. Shelby's room, and this is the kids in room 305. Mr. Villa is going to be hosting Miss McGinnis' boys in room 605, and here's the list. Okay, looks like Miss Sattler in room 205 will be hosting Miss Lewin's boys, some of them, and here's that list. Okay, it looks like Mr. Zarita in room 706 will be hosting some of Miss Lewin's boys and Miss Juarez's boys, and here's that list. Peterson in room 401 will be hosting Miss Gillis's boys, and here's that list. Miss Martinez in room 601 is going to be hosting Mrs. Franklin's boys, and here is that list. Okay, Mr. Franklin in room 502 will be hosting Miss Digas' boys, and here is that list. Coach DeVore in room 710 will be hosting the following. Mr. P in room 301 will be hosting Mrs. Carr's kids, and here's that list. Mr. Saldana will be hosting his own students in room 409. I will be hosting my class in room 603. Miss Adams in room 701 will be hosting the following. A guest teacher in room 702 will be hosting Bowden's kids, and here's that list. A second guest teacher will be hosting in room 408, and here's the list. Guest teacher number 3 will be hosting in room 710. And those were our announcements for today. And like always, be respectful, responsible, and safe. Peace out, Diamond Valley. I'm out.